Hello everyone, my name's Jason from Sunnystate Pest Control, and today I'm going to give you a bit of information on ants and why you can't get rid of them. So firstly, most people ask me, why can't I get rid of ants? Now the reason being is you're basically using the wrong products. Most people, when they get an infestation or a major problem with ants in the kitchen, bathroom, whatever, out on the veranda, they go running to the local hardware store or the shops like Coles or wherever, and they buy some surface sprays. Now, most of the products you'll get in these places are not sufficient enough to bring a whole ant colony under control. So what they will do is they will kill the immediate problem. So you'll spray them and you go, ha, got rid of them all. Who needs a professional pest controller? Because you killed them all. Yeah, you only killed the ones on site, the ones that you've made contact with. So these are repellents. So the products that are in them, there can be all sorts of things, but they're generally things like permethrin or bifenthrin is a common one used in these. This is the active ingredient. So you've got the product name, which may be something like Mortine, which is a popular one. And it does a good job as far as instantly killing. And they use all different things. I'm not quite sure what Mortine use, but all of them use different actives. So the active is the actual chemical, such as bifenthrin or permethrin or cypermethrin. That's the actual active used with inside that can. That's the bit that does all the killing. None of these products have a long-term effect on insects like ants. So what you need to go to is what is called a non-repellent. So those are the ones are repellents. These are non-repellent, so they don't kill on contact. So what we want the product to do, when you get a professional in to do an ant treatment, we want to spray the ants that are around, give them time to die, which is generally going to be a few days, even a few weeks, up to 2 to 3 weeks. Most of my customers are finding within 2 to 3 weeks the ant populations have pretty much gone to zero when I do a full treatment inside and out. And the reason being is the delayed mortality with a non-repellent. The ants unknowingly take the product back to the colony, back to their main nest. Ants are social creatures, pretty much like termites are social creatures, so they groom one another when they're entering back into the colony. And that's how the product gets passed around. And that eventually is what wipes out the entire colony. Because if you don't wipe the entire colony out, wherever it may be, and don't forget, we don't know where some of these colonies are. They could be in your next door neighbour's garden, for instance, and the ants are trailing over to your place. So by getting the ants to do the work for you and taking the product back with a non-repellent, eventually it tags all the other ants in the colony and it wipes the entire colony out, and that way you get much longer before you get any other ant problems. And the one product that most professional termite technicians will use externally for ants is Termidor. Now Termidor has an active in it called fipronil. Now, fipronil is a non-repellent, and we use this as well in termites barriers. So anything to do with termites, most professional companies will use Termidor. If they're not using Termidor, I would suggest you find a different company, because as far as liquid chemicals go, Termidor is the best. So what we would do is we would spray, obviously, nests. If we see an ant nest anywhere, we would spray that. That is ideal. Other than that, we would spray all in the garden beds, around the edges of the house, anywhere where ants are trailing, we would spray those areas as well. And that will bring them under control. You will not see a result straight away. The idea is you want to leave those ants to trail. A lot of customers say, but you missed some. I say, no, I haven't missed them. Trust me, they've been sprayed. It's just going to take a while to kill them, because we want them to go back to the colony and wipe the entire colony out. That's how non-repellents work. Now, you're not going to get something like fipronil in your local supermarket. That's mainly the product we use, Thermidor, only a licensed pest controller can buy. So you are going to have to engage the services of a professional pest control company such as moi, Sunnystate Pest Control. And we'll eliminate your ant problems and get you to a point where we can get the ants under control and give you an extended period of time before you start to get any problems back. One thing I will say, just as a word of warning, anyone that's doing any sort of their own home pest control, and this includes weed killing as well, okay, whether you're doing it for pests or whether you're killing for weeds, whatever you're doing, if you're spraying things around, make sure you are using protective gear. So get yourself kitted up with your overalls. You want some sort of a face mask on, even if you don't use the big filtered ones like we use, at least have a proper dust mask of some description on, because at the end of the day, all these products are poisons. No matter what the label says about, you know, there's no known cancers and all the rest of it, that's now. Yeah, you need to protect yourself. So you've got to wear the right gloves, overalls, some boots and a mask. Don't take the risk. Yeah, just always go prepared if you're going to do your own, and stay safe. So in conclusion to this, you can read my blog down below this video. It pretty much goes over this. Again, it will go into maybe a bit more detail and different things, but this is pretty much it. So getting rid of ants, there's no good using the household things. It just won't cut the mustard. You need to use a non-repellent. The best one on the market is Thermidor. There is nothing on this planet that compares to that product as far as ants and termites go. My name's Jason, Sunnystate Pest Control. You can give us a call if you've got an ant problem, or send us an email.